Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this, well, it's kind of like a guide to cardstock. I'm going to put it in the guide category on my website, so please be sure to check out the other guides because there's stamping and heat embossing, etc. I wanted to share with you what's going to become the bedrock of my cardstock for creating samples and the cards and the scrapbooking pages, etc. that I'm going to make for tutorials using the stamps and the collections that I design and bring to you through personal impressions and the Sweet Dixie range. Now, at the moment, there is quite a lot of choice of cardstock, and believe me, I don't have every colour here. But I wanted to show you the plethora of colours that I do have. Now, each pack comes in 25 sheets. There will be a link on my website where you can purchase it. And I want to just run through all the colours that I have here because I think it's just such a good way to look at what there is. You'll see them, and then when I do the tutorials and I say, oh, this is such and such colour, or I've used the ivory, you know that I've used the Personal Impressions cardstock, the Sweet Dixie cardstock. So it's all smooth card, it's 240 GSM and it measures A4 in size. That's UK A4. So the size of the A4 is 210mm by 297mm. And as I say, you get 25 in a sheet. The first colour is the ivory. Now, I actually, before we go through them, I've fanned them out, and there's a couple of colours here, because we've got cream and light cream, that look very similar, but as you see them as we go, they're not, if that makes sense. But I've tried to put them in colour families, as you would maybe use them together. So, just to kind of help. So, we'll whip through them and then you can check them out on the website. So this is ivory, and I think this is one of the most used cardstocks I will ever use. Ivory and white, cream and light cream are going to be absolutely, well, essential in the stash. Light cream, gorgeous is the light cream, and again it's going to be, you know, a solid foundation of cardstock to be used, and the cream. So there is a little slight difference, you can see that there. When I say they look the same, but once you see them, they're not. So that's the light cream, and then we move on to the cream. So if you're preparing wedding invitations, etc., there's quite a good choice to be able to match with the colour schemes that you may be making the invitations or thank you cards, etc. to match. Next, stone grey. I really like this one. This is going to be very useful for gentlemen's cards. And if you've got the seasonal cluster stamps, if you've got the Father's Day pack from the seasonal clusters, this would work really well. As well as when we get to it, the chocolate. I really like that colour. So that's our stone grey, because the first set are all the naturals. This is latte, and latte is, I think, a really fun, useful neutral that would go so well with the cream. It would go well with all of the tones, really. But I think it would look stunning with the cream, very classy. So then we have gold. Now, it's not gold as in a gold shimmer. It's a flat finish, it's smooth, so it's ideal to stamp on. It's not as bright as the yellow or the lemon, but it's gold and it will tone in with those gorgeous neutrals. This is marron, and I hope I'm saying that right. This is, I would say, just the perfect neutral for the base of the Father's Day card that we've created with the cogs. That would work so well. Then we have chocolate. This is one of my favourites. I can just imagine melted chocolate in this colour. It just, it's so rich and that will work with any of the tones, because to me they all seem to tone in. Then we have a good black. This is just, again, a solid foundation that you want in your stash. I use a lot of black cardstock as well as the ivory and the white for layering, because it draws the eye in. And on one of the cards that we've created for a tutorial, where you use the black, it draws in the eye. So black is always a colour I think you need in your stash. Dark green, what a great colour. And that, to me, it is a dark green, and it's not something that you would not use, shall we say. You're going to use that for leaves of flowers, to make your grass, to make any of your cluster stamps come alive if you're die cutting leaves to go with it if you're making flowers. Then we've got Christmas green, and can I just say the dark green, I think, is Christmas as well as the Christmas green, because this is just, it's such a beautiful green. Now if you like bright Christmas, this is going to work for you, and it's still going to tone in with the darker green. Then we have grass green. I think this screams summer. Now don't forget, in the seasonal cluster stamps we've got summer, and that would work so well with that. And it would work for gorgeous paper curls if you're making flower clusters and 3D flowers. If you needed paper curls to go with your leaves, etc., that would work very well. Then we've got this gorgeous colour, pistachio, and I would say this is more of a muted green. That's going to work with all these summer colours, and I think that would take you into Christmas as well. Because if you imagine the next colour coming up and pistachio as a Christmas card, you could even throw in a little bit of pink there, and that would work so well. Next we've got Pacific. This, I think, the screen does not do it justice. It is the colour of the sea that you would imagine to be clear on a beautiful summer's day, somewhere very exotic. It is just so beautiful. Next we've got sky blue, and that is the sky that you imagine in that exotic place the colour it to be. So that's going to work so well with many of your projects. Turquoise, gorgeous. It's like a cobalt turquoise, beautiful. And yes, I know we don't have to point this out. There should be an O in there, so don't worry about that, unless I'm wrong and this is how this one is supposed to be spelled. So this is a beautiful deeper blue. Then we have very regal King's blue, and this is a beautiful blue. It really is, because so many projects that we create call for blue, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I can never find a gorgeous blue that's going to tone in. Well, this is more of a muted blue, and I think it's going to work so well with our projects. Next we've got lilac pastel. Lilac is one of those colours, again, a bit like blue. Sometimes it's quite hard to get hold of. Well, this is a very pale lilac, and it is so pretty. I've put it with the lavender and the purple so that you can see the three together. And it really is pretty, and that's going to work with, again, so many of your projects. Lavender, and that is another of my favourites. Purple tones. I do love purple tones as well as blues. I like any colour. So lavender is going to work so well with your flowers, with your summer and your spring works, and some of your autumn as well. It's going to look great for weddings, and it's a thick paper, is the 240 GSM. It's got a good wobble factor on it. I should have done that earlier, and it's just ideal to stamp on and to die cut, etc. So then we've got purple, and that's a glorious purple. It's not too bright, it's not too dark. It's going to tone in with so many of the other tones. Wow, then we've got lemon. Now, again, the screen's not catching this so well. This is quite a bright lemon. And it's going to work on your very bright summer projects. And maybe die cut it and put black underneath it. That'll really liven it up even more. So then we've got Old Gold. And if you're not a lemon fan and you don't want the brightness, Old Gold would work for you. It's a gorgeous colour, muted, and I think that we'll use that a lot, I think, with our neutrals. I think that'll work for us. The orange, that will work with our Halloween cluster stamps. That would look great with black behind it, die cutting it and then stamping it as well. Just a gorgeous orange. It's going to work with many of the things you've got in your stash. Then we've got red, classic red for flowers, for poppies, things like that. You could use it for your Christmas cards, even though we've got Christmas red coming up. This is a lighter red, but it is definitely red, if that makes sense. Then we've got Christmas red, which is just a touch darker than our normal red, as we've just seen. And this, to me, does scream Christmas. Team that with your silver and your gold foils, with your glitters, and you've got yourself a gorgeous Christmas card. Then we've got fuchsia. What a beautiful pink that is. That is just stunning, and that's going to make your flowers just jump off the page, I think. And then last but not least, we've got rose. And looking for a pastel pink colour, then rose, well, that's the one I'd be looking for, because it is just, I think, the right shade of pink. It's not too pastel-y, and it's going to work with so many of the other colours. So that's the 27 colours that I have. And I know there's a few more, but I'll put the details on my website. This is how they come packaged in 25 sheets, smooth cardstock. So you get them all together like that in a pack. And it is just great value. It's good card. And it's, as I said, the bedrock that I'm going to be using for all the card tutorials and the projects, whether we're stamping, heating, embossing, whatever we're doing. This will probably be my, well, I'm saying probably, this is my go-to card now for all my projects, for my own designs. So look out for it, and I'll put the details of the colours that we use on my website every time that I list a tutorial, and so that you know what I've used from the actual range now you've seen all the colours. So I hope it's helped, I hope it's given you an idea, and I hope the camera picks up the gorgeous colours. And check the website for more details and where you can purchase it, more importantly, I suppose. Because once you see it, you are going to want it. Check out the video for the smooth stamping card as well, because that works so well with these card packs. White is available as well in these packs. I haven't shown you the white. I don't have the white, but I use the smooth white stamping card instead of the white card pack, because I get the smooth cardstock in a larger quantity. So these are 25 in a pack. So check out the website for more details, and I just want to say thank you so much for sitting through this to give you an idea of the cardstock that's available from the Sweet Dixie range from Personal Impressions. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.